What's up, everybody? I'm Brantman19. I'm playing a brand new game today, or at least brand new to many people, but not to myself and a couple others. It's Supreme Ruler 2020, and if you've never heard of this game, I suggest you go take a look, or you can just keep watching here. This is hopefully going to give you a very quick introduction to the game as we begin playing. So, anyways, I have chosen Germany for this playthrough, and just so you know, Supreme Ruler 2020 is a grand strategy game. It was developed by BattleGoat Studios and a Paradox Interactive, who I think many people have heard of, and they're especially big in the grand strategy realm. And this game has really one objective. It is you and or your allies can take over the world. That is all you have to do, at least in the way I play it. You can also set game timers to see how big you can get in a certain time frame, leading up to like 10 years or something, or for who has like the highest scores in the ledger type stuff. So that's really all up to you. But personally, I am all about taking over the world. That is going to be the perfect job for me. Let's just take over the world and let it all do whatever we want. Yeah, but now that we come back to a little bit of reality here. So again, I'm playing as Germany, and I think it's very fitting that I go ahead and call this playthrough the Fourth Reich. Why not, right? I mean, it's Germany. It's too perfect. We should definitely call it that. Anyway, so this is what the game map looks like at a grand scale. Every country is there for the most part. There's a few that are not. South Sudan's not there. There's a few countries that weren't around back then. There's no ISIS in this time frame. But let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper. And as you can see, they have mapped out Germany and all the other countries, and there's lots of cities in place, and places that, factories, barracks, just all kinds of different things, military facilities. They're all there. So, or at least, that's where everything's at. So you can be strategic with how you want to do things. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this scenario. So it is January 1st, 2020, and our first intelligence reports is here. It says, now that we have taken the step of insisting North Sea oil revenues be shared, we cannot back down. Although it would not be wise to escalate this matter as far as a shooting war, further economic pressures can definitely be applied. Well, okay then. So, it seems as of late the German people and maybe some of these other European nations think, these North Sea oil reserves should be shared, right? I mean, we're all friends. You guys shouldn't be the only ones with access to the oil. Everybody should. And my leader has risen to the chancellorship of Germany and thinking the same thoughts. Like, hey, we deserve some of this. Why not? Why does Denmark get some? Or why does Norway? Why does the United Kingdom get all of it? Why did those three get to just share it? Why can't they give us a little bit? So my guy, rising to the elected position of chancellor, has made he has basically risen on those coattails. He's also been talking a lot about, who knows, just some living space arrangements that we think we should have to the east. Basically reasserting our economic and military dominance across the world. Just normal things that Germans think about. And his name, and I'll show it to you right now, is Hans Gruber II. Yes, old Hans Gruber I, who we all know from a movie called Die Hard. He had a kid just before he went and did what he did in LA, and he's basically, this kid is like, you know what, I'm not going to be like my dad and just go after some towers and some money. I'm going to go for a nation in the world. So he's going to say, hey, there's this one guy a long time ago who thought the same thing. His name was Adolf. So before I go too deep into that, he's thinking the same lines. I just want to take over the world, and everybody will be happy underneath my rule. So I believe that we're going to let that occur here, and we're going to let it make it happen. So jumping a little bit deeper into the game here, there's our land tab, which doesn't really mean anything to me right now. It's basically showing me the supply and what we can all see. And we'll go to our research next. Here's our research minister, and we're going to go ahead and tell him, hey man, let's go to 200% efficiency. Let's make things go a little bit quicker and make sure I get them. Let's also focus first on missile designs, because those are they're faster, and on top of that, we want the best when what we're shooting at people, right? We want our planes and our ships and our rocket artillery to be shooting the best things possible. So that's what I'm going ahead and adding to his queue now. We're not going to go for the nuclear stuff because I don't want to make everybody really mad at me yet. And we only have 5 slots to build or to research for. So let's not really worry about that yet. We're also going to tell him, hey man, you can't touch this spending. I don't want you even going near it. You can say what we can research next, but you're not going to tell us what we can spend. Next, we're going to go to our finance minister, and here she is. She's basically telling me, hey, we got a 1.6 billion, excuse me, billion with a B, surplus. We're raising more taxes than we're spending every day, which is good. We have a very bad unemployment rate, though, of 11.4%. Inflation's at 0.6%, which is fine. I don't really care about that. And we're taxing our people, grand total, about 47.4%. Overall, not bad. It can be better. We can make things, a lot better. Our projected daily trade is negative 1 billion. That's not good. We're gonna have to fix that. We are 1.7 trillion dollars in debt. That will go down over time. And to make sure that it doesn't, so that she doesn't sneak in some debt of her own while I'm building up our great country here, we're going to stop her. We're going to say, lock you. You cannot ask for bonds. That's the one thing you can't do. I'll ask for them if I need them. Let's see. Our treaty integrity is great. Our UN approval, it could be better. And we're not getting much in the way of UN subsidies. We are in the United Nations for now. I don't think we're going to be able to stay there for long. Our intelligence minister, he is saying, hey, you know what? Our spy satellites, which really and truthfully we don't have any right now, but just because I want you all to see the rest of the map and see things going on in it whenever, and I also want to see it too, I have disabled fog of war. There's no need for it because technically we would see that today, right? This is I'm doing this a little bit based off realism as far as stuff, and if Russia went to war with Ukraine right now, we would be able to get ideas about exactly where the front lines were, what was attacking what, right? So why shouldn't we have that now? Anyways, though, we'll be dealing with him in more detail later on because there's more he can do than just normal spying. Let's go next here. Let's take a look at this is our military production minister, and that is Rachel Chase. Okay, I just want to make sure if it was a boy or girl. I couldn't tell. Anyways, we're going to increase our military salaries to the peak, our maintenance and training to the peak. We're going to go ahead and say, no, you cannot change that. I want our men to be the best paid, and we want them to be the best trained and maintained in the world. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. We're going to change our DEFCON from 4, which is guarded, to 5, which is full peace. That saves us some money in annual preparedness, and it also keeps our men from running around too much, doing things in our own land that I don't want them doing. So we're also going to go ahead and say, you know what, let's go ahead and start building, auto building our troops and our tanks and vehicles and all that kind of stuff. We'll leave our planes and our ships off for now because you can go overboard and cost yourself a lot of money in those spots. I don't want to do that yet. We're going to let our missiles build anything that they want. If those factories, if they want to build just land only, they'll build them. And things look good here in production. I'm not going to touch it right now. Now then, last but not least, our actual military units, things that are already out there. And I have a very strict play style. I do not play with any units that are not motorized. If they're towed, if they're, like these airborne guys, they have to be pretty much dropped off or run to wherever they got to go. I don't want them. At least not now. Special forces will come later. They have a very unique strategy for special forces that I like. So we'll let that slide for now. Anyways, all these units here, these TPZ-1 ICV, are they Fuchs? Let's just call them Fuchs because the other way I can say it sounds too much like a curse word. These Martyr 1A3s are fine. These M13A3 APCs are fine. Let's see, what's further down? There's special forces. I know I say I want them, but I want them later, not now. These Kuka ICVs we want to keep. These Boxer MREVs, these M2 Pumas we want to keep. These are Recon, TPZ, 1RC Fuchs Fox. Okay, we want to keep those guys around. The Phoenix we want to keep. Leopard tanks we definitely want to keep. 1A4s, the 2A3s, 2A5s. Just different designations. The anti-tank Weasel 1s, they are really small, but we want to keep them still. The Martyr 1A3 anti-tank we want to keep around. And here's the Trigats. These are not motorized units. They are running around infantry. I do not want them. They might be great inside of cities, but I don't plan to be fighting in my own cities. Alright, we'll get rid of that. The Puma Trigats, we'll keep them around. Let's see, artillery, the Toad Howitzer. We want to get rid of them. Yeah, they're not going to go on the offensive very much with me, but you know, artillery as a whole won't, but I definitely don't want these guys sitting around. They're like I said, they're going to sit there. They're not going to get much use anyway, so let's go ahead and get them out of the way. We're going to keep the MLRS batteries. Let's see, what is this? These are the Panzer Haubitze 155mm. I know I can't say half these names, guys, so we'll just have to deal with my way of saying it. If you guys have a better way to say it, try to spell it out below. The Stingers, we do not need the AA Stinger men. We don't need those guys. We will keep the Gepard 1A2s, the Gepard 1A3 Mistrals, Toad 20mm AA guns we do not need. Luckily, Germany is far enough advanced right now that they pretty much have everything motorized that I need motorized. They can build, so I'm not going to worry about it. Roland 3s will keep. The Meads 204s I'm going to keep, and then there's transport units, which are of course motorized. Alright, whew, that's a lot. I got rid of a lot of men. So now that I think I have just about everything in order, I think I'm just going to go down here and say, you know what, France, let's be friends. Or you know, no, never mind. You know what, France, I want to add you. I don't want to be friends with you. I want to add you to the soon-to-be large German Reich. So let's go ahead and start the game, put it on fastest speed, and let things roll. Let's let a few days go by and see what we're needing to build. Which we know we need to build some facilities here. There's just no way around it. We're going to say no, we do not want to build Air Force units, so don't ask me anymore. We have more petroleum reserves, awesome. And an approval rating of 37.7%. Which there's like 4 or 5 different political parties, so if you're getting 37.7, you're pretty much guaranteed to continue keeping office. Just got to keep more than 33 in my opinion. Which there are elections. I'm going to try to stay a democracy in name. But we're going to be taking over the world, so haha. Anyways, let's see here. Now that we've got our men rolling, we got things looking good. Let's see, of course, our petroleum will be running out very shortly, and I think that's where we're going to run into the most problems. So let me come on down here, and we're going to build our first facilities, which are going to be oil gas fields. And as you can see, these little red colored spots, that's where we can build oil, and the darker colored they are, the more facilities that we can place in those slots. So right in here, like this one, it's very light color shaded. We can only build 2. Same for all these guys. No, we can't build one there. Right here, I think that's all I got is light colored, but I should be doubling to tripling what I can do right now. So that's good. We just put a whole bunch of unit spots, and we have something from Algeria. They say, hey, we'll give you petroleum for $941.79 million. That I'll go ahead and tell you right now, this financial value, they're offering $856 million for 941. I'm sorry, that may seem good, but I don't need it that bad right now. And I don't need a friend in him either. If I needed a friend, then I would worry, but that's okay. Now there's a few things I'm a little OCD about, and I want my military to be able to go in as many directions as they can, effectively. So I want this Rosenheim military base to be connected to the main road over here. He doesn't have to go all the way around or try to path across a river to get here. I don't want that. There's also this guy who's just kind of sticking out. So we're going to go straight down, And we're going to connect them here with Munich's military base and Munich itself, which is something that's good because now my troops can come over here to the east quicker. You know, you always want to keep your units moving quicker and in good spots, and really and truthfully, I don't see anybody else that needs my help. At least with that. What's next? Well, petroleum's working on itself, but metal ore, we do need metal. And we probably only need like, I'm going to increase this to about 20 facilities total. I don't see a need for too many of that. We don't want to go through too much of that once. So there's 8, 12 right there. So that's 16. I need one more spot, and I'll put them right here. There we go. That seems fine. 20, that should increase us by 5. So we'll probably be making double what we need, which is good. Uranium we're not making any of, so we need to fix that. We do have some nuclear sites out there, and I'm going to take every spot possible. And the reason why is because, well, uranium is it's hard to come by, for one. I know it doesn't look like it across here, but it's hard to come by, and if you can sell it to people, you make pretty good money. And it looks like France has gone to war with Belgium, so we need to be on the lookout. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of casus belli to go to war right yet. We want to try to be as peaceful as possible while we get our facilities up and running. Alright, so what's next? We have metal ore coming, we have uranium coming, our electricity is going to kind of fluctuate for a little while we build these facilities. We have oil coming, agriculture can be worked on, so let's go ahead and do that. And as you can see up here, my treasury is kind of fluctuating. It goes up, it goes down, and it will do that for a little while. I'm not too mad that it does it. We'll go ahead and build out some facilities up here. Most of the time you don't have to build agricultural facilities though. But Germany, it needs a little help. There we go. We can build 6 right there. That's these are heavy spots that we can build in, which is what you shoot for. That way you don't have to build the industrial complex in the middle. Okay, so now that we're building that, fresh water has gone up in need considerably, so we'll build a water works. And we're going to build these in like existing towns. I don't want to build special spots for them. So we'll build, yeah, that'll take care of them. Nothing in this town, so that's good for them. Oh, they can build 6. We're going to do that. After a while, it starts getting really hard to find places to put waterworks, so it's always good to have them. Timber's still good. Petroleum's getting there. Coal's fine. Metal's getting there. Uranium's going to get there. Electric power is next, which our consumer goods will also need to be kind of overhauled too. So let's take a look at our consumer goods. There's some things here that I've noticed that I like to keep an eye on. So there's 3 different kinds of goods facilities. Or normally, at least with consumer and industry. There's a micro facility, which we don't have any of those. There's middle facilities, which we don't appear to have any of. I don't see them. And then there's these major ones, which we have a few of. So it's always good to have more consumer good facilities than you need. They sell really high, and they employ a lot of people. So I'm just going to kind of go around here. I want to change it from 11 active to 15, which is not too hard. We just need to come around here, and we need to add them in. I like to put them throughout my country, just so that if something bad happens, like we get invaded, then we're okay. We're kind of insulated from having them all in one spot. Now, industrial. Let's take a look at us. I don't see any micro facilities. Is there any medium facilities? I don't see them, at least not in our country. And let's take a look at the big ones. There are 12 of them, and they are pretty well scattered. I just want to change a little bit of that on my own. We're going to add 3. Now it takes industrial, it's weird, it takes industrial goods to build more industrial goods, like industrial facilities and stuff. So we're going to kind of be careful here. Again, I'm insulating myself. I'm not putting them all in one spot. I'm looking for just that premium place. This looks to be it. We'll do it there. Now, lastly, we will go to our military. And we have a ton of medium military facilities. We actually have 9. Well, we don't need that many. And I'm going to get rid of them, all of the medium ones. That's just too many. We have 5 regular military good spots, and they do so much better. They're so much more efficient. They give me more. So that's what I want to go in there and fix. Next, so we're going to put 1 there. We'll put 1 up here. We already have 2 off over there. Let's put 1 here. He's off to the side, and I like putting them on the roads. Maybe that might be the not quite right way to do it, but I like feeling like they're all connected. So Frankfurt is going to get the 4th one, and I want to put the 5th one in Stuttgart, or I could put it right here in Nuremberg. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, so we're building quite a lot. We are losing our money pretty quickly here, which over time it will fix itself, so hopefully we won't run out of money completely. And let's go ahead and bring out our engineers. Now, engineers are very special. You want to try to keep them alive. And here's a lot of people just throw them into the frays in these battles and say, hey, whatever. I don't care. But I want to go ahead and set these guys up here and constructing things. That way it'll improve the speed at which, our guys build our facilities. The faster they build, the quicker we get what we need, right? Makes sense. And yeah, so we'll let those guys run up there. I think my economy is going to fix itself. We have a lot of industrial complexes finishing. That's what these messages are saying. You've been seeing them pop up, I'm sure. And they're also saying that my missiles are completing. That's just where everything pops up for me. And let's just go ahead and, before I end this, let's take a look at the world. So we'll start here in Europe. Everything's pretty much the same right now. It looks like France is the only one at war against Belgium, and they're doing okay. Usually France will overrun Belgium, or they'll almost get them done and then they'll get invaded themselves. Doesn't seem very smart, but hey, happens. Let's see, there's also Bulgaria is at war with Serbia, and they have Greece helping out as well. Who all is at war here? Wow, Serbia's at war with Bulgaria, Greece, Poland, Spain, and Ukraine. A lot of nations at war. Let's see, what's going on over here? Israel is fighting Syria. That happens all the time, and Egypt will probably jump in at some point. So will Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Iran's probably already, Iran's already fighting them too. Yeah, that's pretty normal for this game. Pakistan and India are fighting, and looks like India's also fighting China. Which China is fighting quite a few people. India, Kazakhstan, Laos, Mongolia, Nepal, and Russia himself. So Russia's at war with China. That doesn't happen a whole lot. Also, the Korean War has heated up. And take a look at all those units. That's why, these are very technologically inferior units that North Korea has. And South Korea generally has more technological units, but of course they offset sometimes. Most of the time, though, South Korea will just wipe the floor. We'll take a look there. Japan is friends with the United Kingdom and the United States, which is that could be hindering to us. I want to be friends with Japan. Japan is a very hard battle. It's very hard to invade them. Same with Taiwan, same with the Philippines. Those 3 nations are very hard to take over. China is easy compared to Japan, which is really funny. So when you think about it, at least. So let's see, what is the U.S. doing? The U.S. is they're okay. They're not at war with anybody. Sometimes they'll invade Canada or Mexico or go after Cuba. Brazil is at war. Who are you at war with? Brazil. Argentina. Not surprising, honestly. And they'll kind of bicker back and forth for a while. They don't generally do too much. But yeah, that seems to be the world so far. There's a bunch of little Angola will piss off a lot of people at once, usually. And then South Africa will just kind of stay on their own. And then this will kind of flare up into a bunch of little tension spots. So overall, right now, I mean, everybody's doing what I kind of expect them to do. So us, though, we're going to focus on our little priority, which will be getting ready to move on one of these countries around us, probably Austria or Czech Republic, maybe the Netherlands or Denmark, something like that. I want to keep it relatively simple earlier on. So, alright guys, I appreciate you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and pause it here, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. So, I'll see you then.